Jalen Brunson is...
Jalen Brunson is one of the best point guards in the NBA today.
In a league obsessed with size, speed, and vertical explosion, one of the most unstoppable players stands just over 6 feet tall. No long arms, no blazing first step, no highlight reel dunks that break the internet. And yet, when the game slows down, when defenses tighten, when pressure squeezes the air out of the arena, the ball finds Jalen Brunson, and somehow, almost quietly, he keeps dominating the NBA. So the real question isn't how good Jalen Brunson is anymore. The real question is, how is a player who breaks every modern superstar stereotype becoming one of the league's most reliable closers? The illusion of the eye test. At first glance, Jalen Brunson doesn't scare anyone. He's a shade over 6 feet tall. He doesn't have elite length. He's not winning sprint contests against the league's fastest guards. And in a weight room full of NBA bodies, he doesn't look overpowering. If you judge basketball strictly by appearance, the eye test tells you Brunson should struggle. But the eye test is lying. Because basketball is not won by how fast you move, it's won by when you move. And Brunson understands timing better than almost anyone in the league. Built for big moments, not highlights. The 2025 Emirates NBA Cup didn't introduce Jalen Brunson to the world. It confirmed him. Throughout the tournament, the New York Knicks repeatedly turned to Brunson in moments of chaos. When momentum swung, when defenses adjusted, when the game demanded calm instead of chaos. And every time, Brunson answered. In the NBA Cup final against the San Antonio Spurs, Brunson played 41 grueling minutes, battling wave after wave of elite guards: Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, and Dylan Harper. 3 different styles, 3 different speeds, 3 different challenges, and none of them could shake him. When Brunson was on the floor, the Knicks were 18 points better than the Spurs. That single number explains everything. The Cup run. That changed the conversation. Brunson didn't dominate the Cup with one lucky game. He dominated it with consistency. His scoring across the tournament: 29 points, 33 points, 37 points, 35 points, 40 points, 25 points in the championship. And he did it efficiently, shooting 46% from 3, despite never being labeled an elite shooter. In the quarterfinals, he dismantled Toronto with 35 points on near-perfect shot selection. In the semifinals, he dropped 40 on Orlando, dragging the Knicks to their first title game of any kind since 1999. In the final, he controlled the tempo, delivered 25 points and 8 assists, and never allowed the game to spiral. That's not a hot streak. That's command. Why defense can't figure him out? Brunson doesn't beat defenders with speed. He beats them with patience. He plays at his own pace, a pace defenders hate. He uses angles instead of power, footwork instead of explosion, strength in his base instead of height at the rim. Brunson keeps defenders guessing not because he's unpredictable, but because he's calculated. He knows when help is coming before it arrives. He knows when a defender leans just enough to punish them. And once he gets inside the paint, he's already 2 moves ahead. Basketball IQ becomes a weapon when the body stops being one. Leadership that shows up when it matters. After the final buzzer of the NBA Cup championship, Brunson didn't grab a microphone. He didn't pound his chest. He embraced 3 reserves: Tyler Kolek, Jordan Clarkson, and Mitchell Robinson, and publicly credited them for the win. That moment mattered. Kolek relieved ball handling pressure. Clarkson poured in 15 crucial points. Robinson grabbed 15 rebounds in just 18 minutes. Brunson understood something elite leaders always do. Wins are multiplied when everyone feels seen. That's why the Knicks trust him. That's why coaches trust him. And that's why teammates follow him. A franchise-changing presence in New York, New York is desperate for basketball relevance. The city hasn't seen a championship parade since 1973, over half a century ago. That's not history. That's trauma. By winning the NBA Cup, the Knicks didn't secure a championship. They secured belief. They added a stripe to their identity as a real contender. They surged toward the top of the Eastern Conference. They became one of the league's hottest teams heading into Christmas. And at the center of all of it is a player who doesn't demand attention, but commands respect. Coaching, trust, and the system around him. First-year head coach Mike Brown didn't outcoach San Antonio by accident. He trusted Brunson enough to build flexibility around him, keeping secondary ball handlers on the floor, managing defensive matchups, and trusting Brunson's decision-making under pressure. Brown described it perfectly. On this stage, to go get it done while winning, that's what an MVP is about. And suddenly, Brunson isn't just a star, he's an MVP candidate. Why Jalen Brunson represents the modern NBA. In an era obsessed with athletic freaks, Brunson has proved that basketball intelligence still matters. He doesn't overpower defenders. He outthinks them. He doesn't rush moments. He controls them. Jordan dominated with fear. LeBron dominates with force and vision. Brunson dominates with calm. That calm spreads. And calm wins playoff games. The quiet truth about greatness. Jalen Brunson doesn't play like someone trying to prove he belongs. He plays like someone who already knows. That's why his post-game quotes are simple. That's why he stays level-headed. That's why he moves on quickly after wins. Because players like Brunson aren't chasing moments. They're building careers. Final thought. Why size was never the point. Jalen Brunson isn't dominating the NBA despite his size. He's dominating because he mastered everything else. Timing, footwork, decision-making, leadership, mental toughness. In the biggest moments, basketball stops being about height and becomes about heart. And right now, few players in the NBA have more of it than Jalen Brunson. He's not tall, but when the moment rises, he's always big enough.